Hello, everyone. This is Gunnar here. I hope you are doing okay. I haven't done any of these vlogs for a quite long time now. I thought I'd update you on a few things that I've been up to lately. Here we go. Happy New Year, everyone. 2 weeks have gone. Have you been diligent in your New Year's resolutions? What my month is looking like right now, rather than what it was supposed to be looking at when the new year started, because I had a trip lined up here in Peru that was going to start on the 3rd of January. And it turns out the guy that was arriving on the 3rd, he could not get his COVID PCR test results in time. And then on January 1st, there was a presidential resolution, or whatever you call it in English, that saying that from the 4th of January, there would be a 14-day quarantine for anyone coming to Peru. So it turned out that the guy missed his flight because he didn't get the COVID test, and he could not get any later because he didn't really want to be 2 weeks in quarantine, right? And there were two additional people, one that was going to come from the UK. UK locked down, as you probably know, so he couldn't come. And the other one coming from the US, she could not change her ticket to a date before. She was supposed to come on the 4th of January, and obviously that she didn't really want to be on the quarantine either, and she had no time to reschedule the ticket to arrive on the 3rd. So there you go. I'm still here in Lima. I thought I would be out birding by now, but no, I'm not. So what's going to happen here in Peru then with the COVID? What's the situation? November was a fantastic month in Peru COVID-wise because the numbers were exceptionally low. The hospitals were emptying out, etc., etc. But then came December, and it was a little small, but not really preoccupying increase. But then came Christmas and New Year's, and people traveled all over the country. And even though there are quite a few good COVID regulations, people had loosened up quite a bit, especially in the countryside. And so now we have, for the last, I would say, for the last 5 days or so, the numbers are increasingly worrying. And there's also in some departments of Peru, there is very high occupancy of the intensive care units in the hospitals. We're now up at 93 to 94% nationwide. So that's not good. That's absolutely not good. Even though it seems like the quarantine shouldn't be an issue, right? Of course, you have to do a quarantine with people arriving. But as far as I can see, that's not the main problem. The main problem has not been the international tourists coming from October, but rather that all the people that are coming into Lima on a daily basis, there are far more people coming into Lima on a daily basis and leaving Lima on a daily basis than those few international travelers. That's the main issue. That's how the COVID is spreading in Peru. When will we resume then? Well, there are no international flights coming in from Europe until the 31st of January. We have the quarantine still. It's not been said when that's going away. However, it's been announced that there will be 1 million doses of the Chinese COVID vaccination coming in end of January, and there are 38 million ordered altogether. There's also 15 million from the AstraZeneca lot that are coming in September. So there is some hope for the Peruvian population to get vaccination. You may say, well, why not? Why aren't they getting the Pfizer one that is much more effective? But as you know, the cooling systems and so forth, it's a very sensitive vaccine. It needs to be stored at low temperatures, and that's an infrastructure that is not here in Peru. So rather having a vaccine with an 80% efficiency is better than having none, right? So there you go. Anyway, so when do you think we can start doing birding trips in Peru again? Well, I don't know. I would not put any money on anything happening before mid-February. and it may even be longer than that. We'll just have to see what the development is. But as I said, I feel that, and there are some people actually sort of making these statements aloud. Some of the guilds, etc., are sort of arguing also with the ministry that the idea should not be to close down international tourism, but rather to try to make better standards for the virus not to spread, because it's already here. I mean, if we're not doing that, it's not going to be any difference. It's absolutely no difference. And the people that are coming in now will also more and more be vaccinated. So that's an additional layer to the whole problem. Anyway, so I'm doing okay. I will get my pension here also from next month, and so personally, it's not affecting me. I'm very positive. I'm doing a lot of other stuff that you will be hearing. I have been doing a New Year's resolution. Have you? Have you done yours? As you know, with New Year's resolutions, they are always almost failing. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do just one this year. And this year I'm going to do my best marathon ever. And if I do that, well, that has to be sub 3 hours. That's quite a challenge for a guy at 60 years old, right? But, you know, you got to set the bar high, right? So I have my mind totally focused on that. It probably means that I will be guiding less. So you will have to do with some of my other guys once we get started. Or you would have to allow me for going for a run while you're having lunch or something like that, right? Okay, I think we will be sure to be able to fit it in. So that is the one goal, but you know, there's a lot of things you want to change. There's a lot of habits that you really want to take on. So what most people do is that they put a list of like 10 things they're going to do this year, right? 10, 15 years, and they start on January 1st on all of them. And then by the mid-January, they already slacked on a couple. So I said, I'm not going to do that this year. I'm actually going to try to do just one thing I would like to do, and I would do one thing every week. So I have 52 different resolutions that I'm doing. And I put them all on a blog post, so you can check that out. It's on gunnarengblom.com. There's a lot of ideas there of books to read, skills to acquire, and training, birding. Not a whole lot of birding because we can't really do that much, but training up on bird calls and stuff. So check that out. And there's also a report from my first week. My first week actually contained of learning more about Facebook marketing. That was the first week. And this week, I have been doing a 3-day fast. And I will be writing up about that on Sunday or Monday. And so you can see the results. It worked pretty well, I must say. And I'm also doing a ketogenic diet this week. So no carbs. And it also means like no beer. So that's another interesting point. No beer for more than a week. That's, yeah, I've done that before. But it's probably a good thing. So we'll see what comes out of this in the end. And it's going to be interesting to do. At least I have topics to blog about on this gunnarengblom.com. So check that out. All right. So next on the items here on my item list is the Condor Project. We have started the Condor Project now in Lima. We have been taking some local people up there. An idea that I've been implementing is that because of COVID, people can't go packed in one vehicle, or they don't want to go packed in a vehicle, even though we are applying all these COVID distancing measures. Like everyone has to wear the face mask, they have to wear the face shields, and we're keeping the middle seat free. We're disinfecting all the time, all the equipment, etc. And but then when we're out in the open, of course, then you can take the face shield off and you can be birding, but you still have to keep the distance. It's not selling great, I can't say, but it's at least it's an idea. So what we've done with also in order to make more people interested is that we are allowing people to go in caravans in their own vehicles. The only thing is that the road up to Santa is pretty bad, so they need probably like an SUV or a four-wheel drive or a high clearance car to get up there. But we'll see how it works. But it's been spectacular with the condors coming down to the prey, to the carcasses that have been laid out there, and it's a great project, and the community is very much in favor of it. Satipo Road, on the other hand, we were there in November with some 2 birders, and actually 3 birders have been there, and they've been doing a sewage system work there. So the actual building where the lodge is supposed to be has been occupied by these road workers. So, but they are moving out now this week. And so Juan, our guide Juan Fulca, he has already spent a week there a couple of weeks ago, and he put out feeders, and he got like 5 different hummingbirds coming to the feeders. And so he will be going back on Monday. So if you have not yet seen the Peru, the Satipo Road Birding Lodge project, do a little search there on Google and you'll find it, especially if you put Colibri Expeditions there as well. It's on my blog, and you can support that, or once it opens up, once you can fly here, you can come and volunteer as well. So it's a fantastic area for birding. Heading on, yeah, so the Central Peru trip was a absolute success. It was very good. It was in November. I was with 2 birders, Pete Chen from the US and with Jules Eden from the US, from the UK. And Jules put a trip report together. You find that also on the Colibri Expeditions blog, and you also find it on Cloudbirders and on, I think it is on Bird Guides? Okay, I am not sure. It's one of those British UK websites. Very funny trip report that Jules put together with some photos in it as well. I've also put out another blog on the 7 Wonders birding page you should check out. If you know anyone that is a new birder, that just got into birding, or that is interested in birding, but still has not gone on a foreign trip, or if you know someone that loves to travel internationally but has not been on a birding trip yet and think that birding is too much, send that blog post over to that person. It actually is called Birding and Bird Photography Abroad for Beginners, and it's sort of lists the best trips for beginners of the 7 Wonders Birding catalog. So tip there, check that out. It's you're gonna find a lot of good tips there, what you could do with someone who is not that into birding yet, or maybe even take a non-birding spouse, especially if you want to check out some of the new 7 Wonders and so forth. Okay. Finally, I am, if you need some motivation, there's one of my favorite podcasters that I've been listening to a lot in last year is Tony Robbins. He's one of the best motivators in the world. He's worked with all the sort of top people, CEOs, etc. He's just amazing. And he's doing this thing that he calls Make 2021 My Year. And it starts on January 21st, and it's totally free. It's 5 times 90 minutes. Of course, down the funnel, he will try to sell you some stuff. And it may be that some of that resonates with you and you find it valuable. And so do go ahead if that's what you feel that you need for the time being. But if not, just do the free stuff. It's going to be that good. I assure you, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So check that out, everyone. And I'll try to catch up with you here very soon. And have a great one. Ciao.